Adrenaline, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go, and I bring you DIMAGA to the northwest. This particular map, he is playing Zerg versus his opponent, the one and only LoWeLy, who is also playing Zerg in the yellow trunks to the southeast.
So they are cross positions, and they will scout close by air first, and then be like, "All right, cool, you cross positions, no problem." And like we saw earlier actually when we looked at Sen playing against Protoss, is on this map it's a little bit more passive because of the way the natural is. You actually can't move up the natural to attack at the mid stage of the game because you just lose formation, you lose your engagement advantage. So we see players sitting outside there, but the way that these players are playing right now, that won't matter so much because there's going to be a lot more early action.
Monstrous is what I would call both of these players in ZVZ at the moment. Absolutely monstrous. So the question is, who is the bigger monster? Who will bite the head off the other? DIMAGA is looking in a great position to do just that at the moment. The question is, can he? Will LoWeLy be able to pull it back? And also, will the fact that we are in cross positions right now with a fairly long rush distance actually make a difference to the way this game plays out?
And yeah, I mean, LoWeLy's going to go for this 12 pool again. He's going to use the same build, the same styles we saw previously. He'll get the extractor very, very shortly from here. And as you can see now, he takes it, and he's going to be going for a little bit of a delayed speed because he just wants that extra boost of money, and he's also going to get the queen out a little bit earlier than DIMAGA as well, which means he's going to get that extra surge of lava sooner. So we are going to see a very aggressive LoWeLy in this game, and we are looking over at DIMAGA's base. Basically the same build, just 1 or 2 supply faster. I mean, it's slower, sorry. So he's got more drones out right now, and everything's going to be delayed. But when it's cross position, DIMAGA's going to get the advantage in this scenario because the advantage from LoWeLy trying to do it only really works in close positions because longer positions doesn't take effect.
Yes, we'll see how this one turns out. And DIMAGA's control in the last game, dealing with that particularly aggressive approach from LoWeLy, does make me think that it perhaps will not work this time around. I mean, LoWeLy is doing the identical thing. This build is completely and totally polished in pretty much every respect. He does the extractor trick at the same time every time. He does it twice, in fact. He's one of those players that prefers to use the initial extractor trick and then get another one to squeeze out an extra drone. He uses this one in order to get himself an extra queen plus several Zerglings, in fact. There are 6 coming out right here for DIMAGA. He started his speed, and once again you see a small difference between the two. Now, the last game, LoWeLy was able to take advantage of that and kill 3 Zerglings in the process, and almost do real damage to DIMAGA's base. However, the Banelings were up in time. Baneling Nest has been started now for LoWeLy. The question is, when will DIMAGA start his?
Yeah, I mean, DIMAGA's sending 4 Lings out now. He's going to scout, do you have expansion, do you not? And get the questions that are going to help him decide, you know, when does he get this? Even though he's going to go for a Baneling Nest anyway, understands LoWeLy's style, he's going to go and see, oh, no natural, okay, cool. He needs to go into the base, though. He did get a slight advantage, but there are more Lings here for LoWeLy, and that's really bad for DIMAGA. He's going to, well, actually saves 2, which is pretty good, but it could have been bad there. Thing is, he doesn't know exactly what's going on. This could still be an expansion build. That's why it has an overload on the natural here to scout that out. And right now we are going to see LoWeLy push through the map, a lot of Lings in production, and the Baneling Nest going to finish around the same time, but so is the speed, and for LoWeLy is actually going to finish a little bit faster, so DIMAGA has to retreat ASAP with these Lings.
Yeah, DIMAGA is getting back at just the right time. A couple of seconds later, and this would be incredibly unpleasant. DIMAGA now going for Banelings immediately, which is interesting considering his Baneling Nest actually finished at a slightly later time. So we're going to see how this works out. For the things, the defensive Banelings should prove to be extremely useful right here for DIMAGA. Oh, big detonation right there goes off. And DIMAGA drives that away almost immediately.
The only problem, I mean, it's great to have 2 queens on your ramp, but the problem is you're missing lava injects, and so there's a lot of lava here that DIMAGA can't really use. He's going to put it into 10 Lings, but what now? He's going to be supply capped. He has no extra lava, so he's got to be careful. And he does find the Lings, and now look at this. He's going to spread each 1 Ling to each separate Baneling. 3 Banelings.
Oh, can he clean it? Yes, he can. Massive, massive detonation right there, and that was most of LoWeLy's Banelings just completely destroyed right there by DIMAGA. Excellent game sense to actually figure out where those Banelings were, and if he hadn't seen that, that could have been absolutely disastrous. LoWeLy's going in for it as once again. However, DIMAGA did intercept with a Baneling, and LoWeLy's being driven back.
Yeah, the problem is, though, that LoWeLy just has more units. Even though DIMAGA has the better control, DIMAGA missed a couple of lava injects because of having the queen being blocked. He's missing another one now, so he literally doesn't have the same amount of units, but his control's that good it doesn't even matter.
No, it evidently does not. Another Baneling right there by DIMAGA, taking out a huge number of LoWeLy's Zerglings, and they are being driven back. And now LoWeLy's actually going for an Evolution Chamber. The Roach Warren is on its way for DIMAGA. This was playing out kind of the same way, but this Evolution Chamber is an interesting decision.
Yeah, he's going to get +1 as soon as possible. He has the gas to do so. But the thing is, DIMAGA's going for a Roach Warren, and he's cleaning out these Banelings so well. He's so good at doing that. 4 Lings, though, do go to the natural of DIMAGA, are going to go into the main base, and there is no defense here. They could pick off a few drones.
They could, and we'll see how much of an economic effect that actually does have on DIMAGA. LoWeLy going for it. He also gets to scout on the Roach Warren. Admittedly, he would have liked it a little bit earlier, and there we go, trying to get a little bit of a nibble right on these drones, and some damage is done. Forced to use a Baneling to clean that up, and right now LoWeLy has picked off 5 workers total. In the meantime, DIMAGA with a vicious counter-attack coming in right here. Does he have the numbers for it? I don't think he does. LoWeLy should actually. No, he does.
He didn't make more than 2 Banelings, so I'm not sure if that was a correct decision there.
I don't think it was, no. I really don't think so. They did not finish it all, but he was able to repulse it quite nicely with that Queen. And this +1 missile attack upgrade for LoWeLy coming in now.
That's interesting, since he doesn't have a Roach Warren.
That's actually really interesting, considering he doesn't have a Roach Warren. I suppose Mass Queen is incoming.
So he will be adding it soon. So right now though, DIMAGA's got the roaches out. He's going to be launching soon. I wonder if that is a mistake from LoWeLy to get that so soon, because it's going to finish and there is no Roach Warren out whatsoever. Okay, there it goes down. So he will be going for it surely.
The timing's actually not bad if you have a look at it. It's not too bad at all. Roach Warren taking 55 seconds. Zerg Missile Attack is going to take another 55. Roach Warren's already on 13. Roaches are kind of fast to build. Maybe it was a little bit off, but I don't see anything too wrong with that. Now DIMAGA securing an expansion.
Yeah, this is what's going to push DIMAGA forward in this game. So already look at the unit tab. He's at 17 to 18, has 2 more drones in production, so he's going to overtake, and he's got that hatchery out. He has 2 queens already with a lot of energy, can spread creep well, and that's the thing we talked about earlier with Sen. Every good Zerg player in Zerg vs Zerg should be spreading a direct line of overlords to your opponent's base. You don't need to spread them out in holes to hide them like you would do against Protoss and Terran. You literally have them in the middle of the map. The problem for LoWeLy is he doesn't have creep spread, DIMAGA does. The further the creep spread goes out, the less knowledge LoWeLy's going to have, because he's going to have to pull the overlords back, because DIMAGA's queens are racking up kills, and so he's going to have less scouting information.
Yep, and once again, the problem, I suppose, for LoWeLy right now is that he still doesn't have an expansion. He's been one-basing this entire time. Yes, he does have a slight economic advantage, but that is immediately going to disappear. And now, you should note that DIMAGA, within the next 20 seconds, is going to have much more lava at his disposal than his opponent. So that's something that LoWeLy needs to start considering. How is he going to break this? Is he going to go for a big roach push with the +1? Yeah. But if he does, he's still a bit behind on roaches, even though he has an upgrade.
Yeah, the thing is, he's going to go for a huge push now with +1 and a lot of Zerglings to back it up. The problem, as we talked about, on this map, it's a very defensive style. So the defensive play will always be at an advantage, especially when you throw down 2 spine balls, that's for sure.
That does help.
Because you're just not going to have position. And in comes a large push now. And I think DIMAGA's going to be fine, because he's got an overlord. He's like, you haven't expanded. I see your roaches. I see +1. I've got another hatchery. I've got double the amount of production. I can just pump out units and 2 spine crawls. I'm going to be fine.
Yeah, an interesting addition of Banelings right there by LoWeLy as well, so we'll have to see how this turns out. It's going to be really hard for LoWeLy to actually break this. It's not impossible, but it was unfortunate he didn't get in there slightly earlier, because the spine...
Yeah,
GG, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. He immediately gives it up. Once he sees the 2 spine crawlers, he knows that he can do absolutely nothing, and DIMAGA proving once again his ZVZ dominance.